everybody, welcome to Elisa's Art Room. Today we're doing our Essential Stencil project. We have a transfer today from Essential Stencil, the Fall Black Cats, and I'm going to be working in my Orchids and Cats junk journal. For any of you who haven't been following me, do that. I wanted to use one of these in there. So that's what we're doing today. Y'all come in and say hi. We are live on Facebook. If you see the little red button at the top left, if not, it's a replay. Let me get you guys pulled up so I can see chat. Let me get a couple people on here so I can check volume. Thank you, Dawn. She's right on it every time. I love it. All right. Here is my phone. Hopefully it'll stay connected. So I've been using mine. I used it a lot last year. So it's got some pieces missing. But we're going to do this. So I think it'll be cute in my journal. I've got a page with a black cat on it. And I think I'm just going to put it next to that page. All right. So looks good. Got a couple people on here. Y'all remember to do this for me. I appreciate it. And if you decide to purchase anything from Essential Stencil, use my code ARTROOM for 10% off. And I'll keep these up here at the top of my screen. But I'm going to go ahead and pull the camera up top so we can get started, okay? Sorry about the bouncing around. Okay, that looks right. I think my height's okay. I had it set up for something different last night. I was doing an unboxing and now I don't know if I've got it high enough. I think I do though. It doesn't quite fit in there, but I think I can make it work. All right. In order to move my tripod up, I would have to take off like 3 weights and unscrew it, and it's a pain, so we're going to work with what we got. So this is the set, and it's got a whole bunch of stuff on it. You get 2 pages, and you've got a variety of smaller ones to larger ones, and some of them have the witch's hat, some more Halloween-like, and then some don't, so more fall-like. So you get kind of like having two events out of it. Lots of leaves that you can just use for fall projects. It's actually a pretty versatile stencil or transfer. So, but we are going to use one of the little ones, maybe 2 of the little ones. I haven't decided. So I think this one, possibly this one. I'm just going to pull those out. And I either do like a bag or something to put the little pieces in. When I cut them out, it just makes life a little bit easier to save them like that. And then I also have some other types of envelopes, but I think I was out at the time. Those ones I use from Scrapbook.com all the time. Just remember, when you cut these out, remember to leave something to hold on to. Don't cut them so close that you don't have anything to hold on to. Just get a few of these out of the way. And also, whenever I don't like this envelope. I need to change to my other envelope. I think I have some right now. Let me see. Let me grab one of those. I prefer them. When you are putting these in an envelope, be careful not to hit the other one, because what will happen is you'll split it and get between the plastic and it'll come unpeeled. So I try to make sure that I'm stacking them on top of each other and putting them in there. Okay. That's the only thing you kind of have to watch for after you've cut them. is that you don't snag on one of the other ones. So just make sure you're always laying it on top. All right, so let's see. I think I don't want these little scissors. I'm just gonna cut out a few of these little kitty cats, and then I'll decide which one I want to use. It's sometimes easier to get a idea once it's cut out. Let's do that one. I know I can't use these big ones. I'm pretty sure they're all, well, this would technically fit on like a whole journaling page if you wanted to cover a whole one. This would fit on a typical one, but that's not what I'm doing today. Setting this out of my way. Hey, Angela. Hi, Pavel. Hi, Dorothy. I haven't seen you in a while, Dorothy. Oh, my goodness. I clicked the wrong button and it jumped me. Hold on. Pulling y'all back up. I lost you for a second. There. Okay, so I'm just cutting out the main ones just so I can just size them. I'm trying to leave enough of a border that I can hold on to it, because you don't want to hold on to the image part because that's your sticky part. And you don't want to affect, you know, the stickiness. All right, so let's see. So I've got my junk journal here. So this is what I've been doing. And in this first signature, I have the Bombay cat, which is a black cat. And then I've got this page. And it's kind of a nice fall color. And then the black cats are over there. So I think it's a good spot to stick something with this. So that's what we're going to do. I'm just pulling out that signature. I'll pull the whole thing out in a minute, but actually I might go ahead and do that just to get the bulkiness out. All right. So I think I was leaning toward doing a vellum overlay pocket scene. I'm debating if I want a pocket or not a pocket. If I can get a hold of these. So I think all of these will fit fine. It's just going to depend on which kitty cat I like more. They're slightly different. This one has green eyes. This one has more of an amber eye. I'll remove that one leaf. And this one's smaller. I'm going to use this one, I think, for like a tag or something. I have an idea. I was thinking to do it. I just don't know if it'll work. So I had this little embossed folder I made in my last live I showed you guys on my normal junk journal day. And this was an idea I had got from Heather and Jan, which is a YouTuber. And I was thinking I could put this inside to show through there. The problem is this is embossed, so I think I'm going to have to cover it with something, because I don't know how well the transfer would go onto the embossing. I have a feeling I might have some issues. And I just embossed this on my Sizzix. Is it Sizzix? What is that brand? It's a Big Shot, Big Bite. What are they called? Are they called Big Bites? I don't know. It's over there somewhere. I'm not going to pull it out right now. But anyway, the typical emboss or die cutter thing. Don't you love me with my technical names? It's so great. So I'm thinking about doing this, and this would be like just a little, either a folder, you could put journaling cards in it, but I think I'm just going to have it as just a framed card maybe. Instead of just a tag. I could do just a regular tag, but this might be more fun. So I'm thinking about doing that, and I got to decide how I want to do this. So I was thinking I could overlay vellum and have leaves on the vellum. So maybe I'll put the pocket over here. Yeah, that might be what I'll do. This will be more of a pretty page, and then I'll put the pocket over there. So I'm just going to put this on, and I got to decide what I want up there. Now, these don't come with sayings. Sometimes you can find stencils and stuff from your collection that has a saying that you like if you want a word or anything. I looked through mine that are currently in stock, and I don't have anything that works, amazingly enough. I may have some that are out of stock, but I couldn't find. This is, I think this one was in stock, but I think everything on it's too big. I'm not sure that it might fit. I don't think this was in stock. I don't remember. Most of these are older stencils. So autumn leaves. I love fall. I'm 90% sure that's not available anymore. But there are the new ones from the new collection that's coming out, and I looked through that. There were some sayings in there you could use. So usually if you look through your collection, guys, you can find something. But I may use either I love fall. I do like autumn leaves. I don't necessarily have, it could say pumpkins. Well, that's going to be way big. It could say pumpkins or just the autumn leaves part. Or it could say possibly one of these. But I don't, like I said, these are not in stock. I don't think. I'm 90% sure they're not. So this is too big. Don't want Thanksgiving. I'm just going to peek through and see. Fall Vibes is very big. Let's see, would it even fit? I think I could actually fit that up there if I wanted to do Fall Vibes. I think I have room because this comes down a little. Possibility. And then, what was the other one I saw? So that was from If You Have It, Fall Vibes. It's literally called Fall Vibes. Now, sometimes these names change, which I kind of hate that they do that, but every now and then they'll change the name. So if you can't find it, usually I just search fall and things will come up that are related. So I could just do like autumn leaves. That would work. That's a possibility. Not sweater weather. And then, but I think I love fall most of all fits. Not the border, but the words. So these three, I kind of like I like the smallness of this one, so I might use that one, but I'm 90% sure it's not available. Now, a lot of you will have it because a lot of you have been with us for a while. So look through what you have because, you know, you just never know. You just have to look and figure it out. But these transfers are definitely available, and you can get them now. So I think that's what I'll do. So let me find my vellum. So I bought some vellum recently off of Amazon. It's very thick. It says it's thick. I should have known. It says thick vellum. But I had got this one before from Hobby Lobby for printing on my inkjet. And they don't seem to have it anymore. They have packages of vellum, but I can't find the packages that say for inkjet and laser. So I don't know if they discontinued it or if it's just not in my store. But I did like this vellum. I liked the weight of it. It's not super heavy, but it's not so light, you know, that it's flimsy. So this is the weight of this one. I'm going to show you the difference. So this is the one I found online, which is kind of nice that it's really heavy, because for some things you want it really heavy, but like an envelope. If I was making an envelope, this would be awesome. But it is a lot heavier. It's so hard to kind of show you the difference, but you can kind of see the transparency is very similar. It's a little bit less transparent, but it's definitely thicker. It's a lot thicker. But we're going to use this because that's what I have. So it's thick. It says it's 105.2 pound. So, and I have anything that you see me purchase is probably in my favorites list. I have a favorites list for Amazon. I'm not affiliated right now or anything. I was, but I didn't get enough sales and they kicked me. So I'm not affiliated right now, but I do keep my favorites list just for you guys to find things. All right, so you can apply transfers to vellum just fine. The only thing you have to think about with vellums is they're real sensitive to water, so you don't want to do anything wet on them. If you do a glue, I hear Barely Arts glue is really good. I don't have that one. I've used my Art Glitter glue. It'll work. It does show a little. Or you can use like a double-sided tape on them, but certain glues show less. But I'm probably going to cover it with washi, so it's not really going to be a big deal. So I want to cut this so that it becomes a flip over this page. So I want it to be just smaller than the page. I don't want it to get into my signature when I sew this into my journal, so I'm going to try to keep it over a little bit, just in case. I don't know how bulky this will end up being, so I think I want to cut it about there. I don't want that one. Let me find just a regular pencil. So I think I'll cut it about there, and then just pretty much all the way down, but I'm gonna put some washi there, so I'm gonna drop it just a little bit so that it can have the washi stick to the page too, and then just a tiny bit from the bottom. So I'm gonna cut that. You can cut this typically with your normal cutter, your little slide cutters, but I don't trust that. I like to use my rotary cutter on it. You can cut it with scissors, you know, if you can cut straight, cut it with scissors, but I'm just going to use, I think I'm going to use my rotary cutter. So I'm just going to mark this. I could just use my grid, honestly. It doesn't have to be absolutely perfect. So to use my grid, I just pick a line and then I put my point that I want on my grid, making sure I am straight on the line so that I know it's going to be square. And then all I have to do is find the line down here and line it up to the same line. And I'm just going to use this. Okay, we'll put that aside. I'll use it for something. And I'll do the same thing on the other side. It doesn't matter which side the dot's on, as long as it's on a line. As long as those two sides are right angles, you will be fine. All right, so there's that. So that's my sheet. And I'm just going to lay it on there, make sure it looks about right. So it's going to be a flip up. I may put something to grab the bottom with. So this is going to go here. I think it'll show okay on this background. It's a little on the dark side, but I think it'll be fine because these are mostly really dark colors. If I had something that was maybe lighter, a little more transparent, I might worry about that showing through. But with this, I think it'll be just fine. So I am going to stencil or ink, probably ink, my saying on there. Just going to set that vellum aside for right this second. I think I'm going to put the kitty cat first just so I know where it goes. Oh, this is some bulk in here. What is that? Okay, this is my flip I did on the back. So I'm just going to pull that out because I think it's going to be bumpy. So this is going to go as far down as it will go, just to fit well. About there, I think. All right, so I'm debating if I want to, yeah, I don't need to tape anything. We're just going to go ahead and stick it. So when you peel it off, just make sure that you don't grab the sticky part, okay? So any part where there's a image there, I'm going to pull in just a little bit for a second. Y'all, if I get out of focus, try to yell at me. Let me see if that light's too much. There. All right, so pull it off and then hold it where there's not an image, so on the clear spots. And then very carefully, this is too bumpy, I'm going to lay it flat. The flatter it is, the more likely I'll get it in the right spot. Okay. And then once you touch it, that's it. Okay. So hold it above, make sure you're in a good spot, and then you drop it because that one touch and it starts sticking. Okay. So we're going to go there. And I give it just a light rub, and then you can use your little transfer tool that comes with the transfers to secure it. I personally have a piece of wood that I use because that's just what I like. It's called my transfer stick. LOL. It's just a piece of Dollar Tree craft wood that I've sanded smooth and cut to a size that I can hold in my hand. This is, for me, is just easier with my I have like tendonitis in my thumb, and it's just easier to hold. But you just want to rub it and get your transfer to stick. And I do a good overall, oh, I wasn't going to put that leaf. It's fine. I'll put a few leaves. I'll have a few on top and a few on the bottom. I'll add a few more so it doesn't look out of place. Technically, I was going to take that off, but we'll make it work. You just want to make sure that you get it mostly rubbed on there. Sometimes it'll turn a little transparent, like cloudy. It'll get like cloudy. And you can kind of tell that it's on there. If you don't get that, you're just going to pull up the edges and you're going to peek through and see if there's any color. If there's any color, lay it back down and rub some more. So I tried to make sure I've got it on there as good as I can before I start peeling. Okay, I don't have fingernails, so you just want to start lifting it, and then you can kind of rub as you go too. Usually tips, pointy things are the most likely to not stick as well. So just as you're pulling, you're looking through. Here, I'll try to show you what I mean. So you see how it's clear as I'm pulling it up? That's what you want. If there's any color there, lay it back down. Make sure I get back in focus. I think we're okay. Most of you know how to do these, but just in case I have anyone new. So you just keep pulling, and I go slow. I don't rush these, because if you peel it off, sometimes when you lay it back down, it just doesn't want to stick. It's like it got that little touch, and then it's not as sticky, and you might have to fight with it. So it's best to go slow. Take your time and just work your way down to the end. And this has been sanded so smooth. It's a nice smooth finish, so it's similar to the plastic, but it doesn't give, like it's solid. You can even use a popsicle stick. I've seen people use popsicle sticks, anything like that. I've used the back of my scissors in a pinch, where the handle is. So I've even used my tweezers before. So there are lots of ways you can attach these. Yeah, if you lose your tool, it's not like you can't put them on. All right, all clear. Okay, and then I usually just will give it a little rub. Now, some of that showed through, but that's okay. It's at least fall looking colors. And I just make sure it's all burnished in there. All right, and there we go. Isn't that pretty? It's really actually very pretty. So I'm gonna grab a few extra leaves and put underneath. I am gonna put leaves on top too. So I'm gonna use all my leaves. Where's my little package? Oh, there it is. So let's grab a few leaves. We're just gonna put a few under here. Just because I had that one, it's like, well, I have that one, I might as well stick a few more. Debating if I can just, I don't want to get into where my words are going to go, so let's see. Yeah, put this there. I could put one there, maybe the smaller one. I'm trying to decide what looks best up there, because it's just above his head there. Let's see. I already have that one there. I'm being really picky. All right, let's see. Maybe this one. They look weird above his head. Maybe I'll just leave it off above his head. Oh, there may be some that hit on the top. I think I'll do the red one. I like the red one. It's kind of reddish orange, and then I'll just put this one kind of. Yeah, maybe I'll just put two. We'll leave all the rest on top. I don't want it to be too much underneath. So let's go ahead and just put this one. Hey, Deborah. Hey, Rita. Trying to catch up. Hey, who else? Who did I miss? Okay, I think that's all. I have a small crowd today. All right, so let's find a direction that looks good. Try not to do the same direction. You don't want them all the same direction. You know, be creative. Do it that way. Okay. Oops. Bump stuff. Oh my goodness, I'm warm. Should turn my fan on. It's still almost 90 here in Georgia. It's cooling off in the evenings now, but it's still pretty warm during the day. Okay, so let's go there. Yeah, you'll still be able to see it. It won't be super bright because that is a thick vellum. And you could use tracing paper or vellum. It doesn't have to be vellum. You could even use tracing paper, which is a whole lot thinner. Or nothing at all. I mean, it's up to you. All right, so I'm going to do the words. So I'm going to use, I think alcohol, or not alcohol, well, alcohol ink. I'm going to use a archival ink so that it's permanent. So, but I think I'm going to do this one because I just really like this one. Yeah. And this isn't a fall journal per se or anything, but you know, it's all right. Is it 92 there? That is surprising, Dawn. I would have thought y'all had started cooling off by now. So I'm going to bring this down because I'm going to be taping my, basically my flip up there, and I don't want it too close, so I am going to bring it down. So it's a good thing I didn't put a leaf there. I didn't think about that. Try to center it. So I'm going to use some light stick tape. So this is called mint tape. I get it from scrapbook.com. But any kind of a low tack tape. Actually, I could have put high tack there because it's not touching the paper. But don't tape to your transfer, guys. But you can tape to the paper. As long as it's a really low tack tape. And if it's like a blue tape, just peel really slow and you'll usually be okay. If you're real worried about it, maybe heat it with a blow dryer just for a second. But be careful peeling tape off of paper. It can be temperamental. We'll just call it that. We'll say temperamental. I don't think that's going to move, but I am going to secure it just a little bit better. I'm real funny about my words moving. So I'm just going to tape to my table there. Now, I'm not going to put all of this stuff. I think I can miss it just fine. Today I'm going to use this paper is thick. This is it's a printed paper I got from Amazon. Yeah, I'll show you. Got it from Amazon. It's a printed faux coffee dyed printed paper that's double-sided. It is fairly thick. It was, when I bought it, it was $6.90. I don't know what it is now, but it's probably, I'm sure I put it in my favorites. But it's good and thick, so I'm not worried about my ink going through. It shouldn't go through. It could, but I don't think it will. If it did, I could just put something on the other side to cover that up. So you were lower last week. I think we were a little lower last week too. So I'm going to use this brush, but I have one that says archival somewhere. Let me find it. Try not to mix them. There it is. Okay. So these are just makeup brushes. I get them from Dollar Tree. They sell these in all kinds of places, guys. You can use a brush. You can use a little dauber. I'm not going to use this ink, but you can use a dauber. There's lots of ways you can put this on. I got to find the archival. I think I'm going to do just normal black. So let me find an archival black here. There's a black soot, a ground espresso, or jet black. You know what? We'll try black soot today. I got lucky and got these on clearance the other day. So they were 50% off, which was nice. So the reason I don't mix these is because the alcohol ink cleans out of these differently than the regular Distress inks. And one, I want to know what's on it when I'm cleaning it. And two, I don't think all of it comes out. So I just don't like to mix them. So that's why I have that little piece of tape that says archival. So we're just going to load up our ink. Well, this should be a very wet ink because it is brand new. So I might grab me a little piece of cardstock just to see how bad it is. Okay, it's not super juicy. That's what I want to see. It's like, how wet is that going to go onto this paper? So it's not too bad. All right, so if you're worried about hitting any of that, you can tape it, or you can just grab a piece of cardstock and just kind of stick it over there so you don't hit it. Okay, and we're just gonna put these words on, and usually it doesn't take a lot because it goes onto the paper very well, of course. But it doesn't come off, so you know, make sure you get it where you want to be, because otherwise you're kind of stuck with it. For those wondering, my finger is healing up nicely. I burnt the crap out of it the other day. I don't even think it shows hardly. It's like a triangle-shaped burn there. I stuck it in hot oil. Don't stick your fingers in hot oil. It's not a good idea. I don't know what I did. I just got too close to the oil when I was dropping my chicken into it and touched it. Just for a second, you know, I jumped back real quick. And then I got it to the sink, of course, immediately and rinsed it under tap water for a while. But it hurt so bad. You should see me trying to do my live with my finger all bandaged up. It was quite the adventure. But it healed up nicely. It didn't blister, amazingly. It almost looks like there might be a tiny blister there, but it hasn't shown up like a lot. I did put my aloe on it, which I have aloe ascorbiskins, which is different than aloe vera. For those of you who don't know, those of you who live on the West Coast probably know, because it's a West Coast plant. I think it's actually I want to say African, maybe African or Mexican. I don't know. It's from somewhere else. It's not from there natively. Like it came over, but it looks like aloe, kind of normal aloe, but it's very pointy and it grows crazy, like bushy, and gets huge. Mine is, I have two of them. One's like 3 foot, one's like 2 foot. I had like a really, really big one in San Diego, and the older they are, the more they work better. Like they're super medicinal. It'll heal, like if you've got like a sore that just won't heal, it heals it up. It's so crazy. But I like it so much better than aloe vera. But I just stuck a piece on there and taped it on there for hours. I left it on there for a long time. All right, so that's that. So let's peel up this tape. Some of it's already lifting. That's how light of a tack it is. It's a very light tack, but it works great for stuff like this. You know, even though I know it's a light tack, I don't go fast. I still take my time, because you never know. Maybe it had some super sticky spot on it or something. So you can kind of wedge it to look under and make sure that you got all your words okay. If you want to peek, just hold it in place and then look. This is a tad light. We'll put a little bit more there. And just make sure that it looks good. I think it's all right. So pull that up, and we got our words on there. Now this will clean off with just alcohol. So let's see if I can find a spot to stick this for 1 second so I can show y'all. And a paper towel. I just want to show you how to clean it, just in case you don't know. So paper towel, alcohol swab. These are from Sam's. 800 for like $8. Cheap. Okay. It will go through and get on your fingers, so try to maybe wear gloves. I don't know if you don't. I don't care. I usually just deal with it being on my fingers, but so just clean it off. You can do the front and the back. This also will clean off paint that you've got stuck, these little alcohol things. If you're using a bunch of them, ventilate, guys. You know, it's alcohol, but all nice and clean. All right, make sure that's dry. Okay, so we have this. Isn't that cute? Make sure I'm in focus. Am I in focus? Yes, okay. My camera doesn't like me getting close. That's cute. I mean, you could just leave it like that if you wanted. But we're gonna go a step further and we're gonna make a little flip. So I'm going to cover this with leaves, and I want to kind of think about where I want to put my leaves. It could be anywhere, but I don't know that I want to, maybe I don't want to cover his face. So I might think about that and just have them, you know, around that. So, and what I could do is just put a little piece of tape there. And so anywhere else I'm kind of open to. The I Love Fall, I mean, you know, I'll try to be maybe a little bit considerate as to where I put them, but it doesn't really matter. So we're going to just pull this off so that it's easier to work with. And we're just going to start sticking leaves. And you can use the bigger ones if you want. I'm not going to go too big on this one. I might use this green one, just to throw a little bit of green in there. And let's see, maybe a little bigger red one. So just try to stick them in different directions and such. I don't know where I want to put the green one. There's not really any green on this page. I'm like, should I put the green one? It's like, I'll put it on there. So I'm just gonna go for it. I could put the image under it and look where I'm going. It would probably be fine, but I don't know. Now, maybe I will. Maybe I will, just to kind of... Did I peel that already? Totally did. It's fine. I don't know why I peeled it already. All right, there. So, because this, I can rub through this as long as this is dry, which it should be, but let me just, I don't know, maybe not. Tell you what, we'll lay it on there to put them on gently, and then we'll move it, because I'm not sure that alcohol ink is dry. It does take a little longer than normal ink to dry. And I don't want to rub it and have the image on my vellum. But I am going to use this so I can kind of think about where I'm putting them just a little. It's kind of close. I'm not rubbing them on, but I'm going to stick them. That should make sense to y'all. Like these maples. I'll put one. No, let's put it here. I'm going to go over the words a little bit. Hey, Deborah. No worries. Oh, yeah. Oh, here's one of these. So we're just making a little overlay with some leaves. I wanted a decent amount of leaves. There are some smaller ones floating around on some of these little transfers. If you really wanted, you could cut those out too. I'm not gonna. Grab a little small one from here. And I'm thinking that maybe I should have another green one. Let's see what's in here. Can't pick things up, guys. Oh, that's already pulled. Okay. Some of these I've already pulled off. I know you can't see up there, but I'm not going to zoom out just so you can see me pick up the transfer. That one's got a little bit of red to it. I don't think I want it on the kitty, but I might put one on the body. I just don't want it on the face. I like them better this way. Like that, I think. Yeah. Up there. So that's good, that's good. We need one, maybe a bigger one. Go with the big one. Over here. Sometimes I like using my tweezers because I just get a better view of where it's going. I know there's that leaf underneath, but that doesn't really matter. I think down here's better. Put that there, and then maybe a little one there. It's a good color for there. Let's do one more green one, just to kind of balance that out just a little. Not a lot of green ones in here, but there are a couple. Okay, so maybe just there. Do I need one there? Do I need one there? It's gonna have lots of leaves. I won't have leaves left for anything. It's okay. I do not mind. All right, I think that's good. I don't have to have one there. I think that's okay. Right, so let's do that. Let's move these other leaves out of the way. Okay. I don't know if I might have time to do my pocket. Well, I'll go over the hour. I'm not. It's a nice thing about not being on the actual Essential Stencils program is I don't have to stick to an hour, because y'all know me. I don't stick to an hour. Guys, these are great. These little things that when you take them off, they're great for sticking things on that you don't want to stick and save them for later. Like, say if I wanted to keep this tape, well, I might not even stick to that. It's too light tape tack, but normal tape would stick to this temporarily, and you could peel it off for later. Or what was I doing the other day that I needed that? Like double stick tape. If I wanted to put that on there and then peel it off later, that would work. So sometimes I save them. If they're really big pieces, I'll save them. All right, so I'm gonna pull this off just to rub it, just because I don't want to risk that ink not being completely dry. So I'm just gonna kind of get them started a little bit and then go for it. So I'm just gonna give all of them a slight burnish. Now, I don't want to wrinkle this vellum, so do be careful when you're rubbing that you don't wrinkle it. Vellum wrinkles kind of easy, so I'm going to try to be as gentle as I can, not grab it weird, hopefully. So I'm just kind of starting these a little. All right, so I'm just going to start at the top, I think. Like it's rubbed good. This one's turning a little bit cloudy, so I can kind of tell. And peel slow. Just a little spot there. Okay, and I'm just going to burnish. The stems are, I think, the most finicky part, so do be careful on your stems. If anything is going to come loose, it's probably going to be a stem. This is going to be cute, I think. Are y'all ready for fall? I am, but I'm not. I don't mind the cold weather or the warm weather. Yeah, I don't like it super hot, but I don't like cold. I get cold way too easy. It makes my body hurt. These work really nicely on vellum. They look pretty. Sometimes they're more transparent than other times, but they do have a little bit of a white on the back of them. And I don't know if they originally did. I'm not sure. I assume they did. So that little bit of a white does make them a little more opaque, and that's done purposely so that, you know, when you are layering them, you don't get things showing through that you don't want to show through. You don't like the winter, yeah. If I lived where you were, I wouldn't either. Georgia winters are relatively mild. Not as mild as San Diego winters, but I loved San Diego winters. Here, I can't put my succulents outside because they'll all freeze, whereas there I could leave them all year long and they were fine. So I don't like that part. And I can't just put them out in summer and then bring them in for the winter because they always get ants every time. And there is nothing worse than bringing a plant in and having ants all over your bedroom. I need a greenhouse. Oh, missed a little bitty tip there. That one just a bit better. Ah, I missed another tip. Come on. missing stuff. All right, we got it. We got it. Okay. That tip separated just a tiny bit where I pulled it up. It's all right. Nobody but me will notice probably. Okay. There we go. Got all those. We can pull off our light tack tape. And now we're going to try and attach it. Okay, so this went, let me think about how this was in the book. How was it in there? Was it that way? Yeah. I think so. Sometimes I forget and I have to remind myself how it went in. Yeah, like that. Okay. So I'll go like that. So this will be on the front. So actually I could have even made it bigger because it is on the front. It'll be less likely to get lost in there, but we're going to come down so that I can attach it there. Okay. Just wanted to check for size. We're just going to leave that folded. All right, so I'm going to attach this with, I think, double stick tape. So grab my double stick tape, and then I'll probably use a little art glitter maybe for the, I'm going to put some washi on here, I think. If I have one that looks good, I might just put something else. So I just want to put this on here. Just going to flip that over and put some double stick tape at the top. Let's see if I can line that up. Okay. That's on there. I need my other pointy tool. Where's it at? Oh, where are you hiding? There you are. All right, now you get one shot at this too. So try to be careful. I'm gonna line up the bottom because I know where I want that. Make it straight, and then I'm just gonna let it drop. Okay, so there's that. And then I'm gonna look at my washi and see if I see something cute. I have this kitty cat washi I bought. If I had even a fall leaf washi would be pretty. Let's see if there's anything in here. Might be. I know there's some black cats, but what do we got? This is kind of purpley. I don't think I like the purpley. That's houses. What is that? Oh, it's like cactuses. I don't know what that's doing in there, but it's just different color cats. What about this black one? It's kind of like a tree line with moons. Might be better left for Halloween. I don't know if I'm going to have a perfect one. houses. And kind of like fall trees, so the leaves are all gone. The color's good. It's got people. I don't know. What else do I have? Let's see. I'll pull my washi out and see if I see anything else. I don't have a lot of washi. I have a decent amount. You could use a fabric too, or you could use lace. I'll look at my washi first and see if there's anything I like. And then if not, I'll just use maybe fabric or lace. Let's see, anything in here that looks kind of fall-like. I have lots of Halloween stuff. I don't want it to go Halloween though. That wasn't the plan. Not really. No, I don't think so. I think I will go with maybe, either I'll use that fall leaf tree one, or maybe some lace. You could even use it like a piece of paper. If you have a piece, which I could use that. What does that look like with the other side? I think it was black and white. This is really navy blue. If you're looking at it, you would think it would be black, but it's not. It's navy blue. Sunflowers, plaid. I don't know if I want the navy blue. Okay, not feeling that. Anything in that one? Oh, that's really big print. Okay, let me look at my lace. Do I have any lace? I could just put a piece of muslin or something too. I'm being picky. I don't know. This washi's not terrible, but the scene is kind of weird. It's houses and trees, and it doesn't really make sense to me. But I do want to top this with something. Let's see. Too little. The avocado dye's not horrible. Same. I might go with the avocado dye. It's not terrible. I don't think I want the black. My black's all too. I don't know where that was. We'll go with that, I think. So you can use lots of things to top these off with your little flips. It could be lace, or it could be, you know, other things. Fabric, muslin, strips of paper, lots of things. But we're going to go with the lace, I think. That won't show. But I think this will be okay. It's kind of, it's not real pink, this avocado dye. But there are some shades in these leaves that are very similar, so I think it'll be safe. Attach that. And for this, I think I'm going to use Fabri-Tac. I could use Art Glue, but I feel like I'll be safer with the Fabri-Tac. So let's see if we can get this coming. Go down. Probably should be using my Sugar Bell one, but I'm just going to put it just above that vellum there. And just put a little bit of glue on there. It's just for decoration, so it's not really serving any other purpose. Hides the tape, so you don't see the vellum tape. All right, that'll work. So once that dries well, then this will become a flip. Okay. And if I feel like I can't get a hold of this, sometimes I feel like I can't get a hold of it, I'll put something there. I'm gonna leave it for now. And then I think we have time. I'll go ahead and do a pocket. I don't really care if I run a little over an hour. I want to do a pocket over here and do that little thing that I was talking about doing. Just because I think it's going to be cute. Where's that? There it is. So this will just be something for this side of the page. It's the same picture, but I don't have another picture. If I had a different view, maybe, but it's fine. So that's that part. Let's set that aside for now. And we're just going to attach this, but first I got to put something on this. I could make this like a notebook or not. I don't think I'm gonna. Yeah, I don't think so. I think I just want it to be like a little card. Just an open tag. But I want to put something on there. So let me see what will look good on there that I can stick that transfer on. Let's see, do I have any papers in here that would work? Anything light enough? Green, no. Yellow, no. What is that one? There we go. Gather, hand-picked fall. Could. Sunflowers will be too busy. I think the plaid will be too busy. What about this orange? Is that too busy? That's probably too busy too. Yeah, it's going to be too busy. I need something less busy. Let's see if I can find something. I could just use a solid back color, which I might have to do. If I can't find anything, I'll use something solid. I'm going to pull back out just a little bit because all this flipping's going to make my camera go crazy. I'm trying to find something with a finer print and the right color. I'm not seeing anything right now. I might go with solid. I'm not liking my color choices. I have the worn and ARTROOM worn that had a few, but I'm not sure. We'll look real quick and then I'll decide. There's a few in this color range, I think. I'll move this plaid because it's pretty, but it's just too busy. All right, tattered and worn. Now there's some fall colors in here somewhere. Just that. That's not bad. Maybe too busy, maybe not. Kind of like that too. Yellows. I think I'm just going to go with this. A heavier weight might be a little better, but I think I can make it work with this. Maybe I'll double it. So I just want to cut a piece. I'm just going to kind of fit it over the whole section with a frame. So looks like about there. And about there. Do I want to double it? So it's kind of thin. I'm trying to cover the embossing enough that it doesn't, you know, I'll cut that all the way down, then maybe I'll fold it in half and glue it together. That other paper is a little bit heavier. This one's not as heavy. Got that mark there somewhere. Where's it at? There it is. I'm only doubling it just because I think it needs to be a little bit thicker. Now this glue holds pretty good. It's photo type archival safe. And that'll just make that a little bit sturdier for me, and I'll trim it and ink it. This is Tombow Monostick Permanent Glue. One of the better ones. Well, hello there, Jimmy Lou. I see you lurking in there. Let's see. I'm debating on how I want to trim it because it's kind of wet. I think the safest way to trim this is probably going to be scissors. Honestly, I might could get away without trimming it, but there's a little bit of a white edge showing. Is it showing on the other side? Yeah, it's showing on both sides. I'm just going to trim it. If it was dry, I'd probably just throw it through the cutter again, but it's not completely dry. So we're going to use scissors. I'm worried about it ripping. No, it's dry enough, it's not going to affect my transfer. So we could ink it before the transfer, after, it doesn't really matter. We're going to stick this on there, but I want it to show, the idea is for it to show through, so I got to think about where to stick it, because I'm going to have to trim this a little bit. So I want the face. It's hard to do. I'm going to just cut that pumpkin off because I know I'm going to have to trim it. See if that's close enough. Try to get the book straight. All right, pumpkin, sorry. You got to go off. So that's going to go about there. And then this can go, try and straighten her up. It's like, I think she's sitting a little crooked. About there. Debating on where I want her to sit. A little higher, I think. I think about there. Sorry, I think about where that's going on here. Let's see, I'm going to try to make a little tiny mark. Just under where her head is going to go. So approximately there. And then I got to trim that pumpkin. Can't really color on this, I don't think. I'll hold a pencil a little bit. So I'm going to trim that there. I could cut that whole pumpkin out, honestly, but we'll leave it. So like that. Let's just see. I think the other side was on there good. Let me look. Nope, the other side needs trim too. So we're just trimming it to fit. And if anything hangs over, you can remove it, but it's easier just to trim it first. Can't tell if I'm on the paper or the... Okay. That should be good. Trying to find a spot to hold it because I got a lot cut off of this one. Okay, so I've got that little mark, and that's just going to go where the top of the head is. So I got to kind of look from the top here and see if I can do this straight. Kind of sort of straight anyway. And then I want the top of the head right where that line is. About there. That should be good. I'm just going to glue this after I get it on there. I could have put it on there first and rubbed the transfer, but it's bumpy because of the embossing, so I think it'll be safer to glue it after. So that's my thought process there. Whether or not it's true or works, I don't know. We'll find out. Shouldn't be any reason I can't glue it after though. Oh, it's starting to pop up already. All right, let's see. Maybe it's ready. Where'd my thing go? Let's see if it is ready. Looks okay. Nope. Got a little spot there. Come on, leaf. Cooperate. There you go. Come over. Awesome. All right, all clear. Just give it a little rub. Sometimes the transfer shows a little bit. Usually burnishing it will get those little white kind of spots out. And if it doesn't, you could also, you know, put a little varnish over the whole thing, and usually that'll hide it, but it usually rubs out fine. So if you got little white spots that are still showing, you can usually get them out. Just give them a little bit more of a burnish. That looks cute. It's so cute. I really like this little transfer. It's so cute. All right, so we're going to ink it. Don't forget to ink. I was about to. I was. You saw me. I was about to forget. I'll use walnut. Maybe. Yeah, probably walnut. What else do I have? I'm afraid burlap. I want something darker. Let's see. Let's see what's handy. No, those are all archivals. Okay, my inks aren't handy today, I don't think. So, I have scorched timber. Yeah, we'll go with the walnut. Scorched timber might be getting too dark. Where'd my thing go? Walnut. I'll probably ink that too. But I just want to ink this a little. Now I could round the corners if I wanted. It might look, let me think about that. It might look prettier if I round the corners because the corners of this are rounded. At least this corner maybe. Should I do both? I'm going to have it the same. So I'm going to round this corner so it makes more sense. So I'll round that corner, but not on the other side. Just give it a little bit of ink. Let's do the envelope too, just because, you know, I should get my bigger. This will take forever if I use that little one. So we're just going to ink this up a little. It's a little more of a grunge. I'm not always into a lot of grunge, but sometimes I am, you know. I think fall, Halloween, I'm definitely more into grunge. Maybe a nature journal, I'm more into like a grunge. But sometimes, you know, you want it clean. So if you don't like inking in that more grungy look, don't do it. I'm going to do this little fold just because. I'm just going to do that. It'll show pretty. I don't think there's going to be anything there, but we're going to just ink it anyway. You could put writing paper in this. Just attach, you know, a little bit of writing. You could sew in more papers like I did on my live on Friday. If you want to watch that, just jump back over and check out that live. I made a little notebook like Heather and Jan did when she did these. That one's really falling apart. It's shedding. I need to get some new daubers. Alright, so there's that. I thought I had it good. Where's that little one? Didn't quite get it to show as much as I wanted. Do it again. I really wanted it to frame a little better. There. Okay. So this is going here. But like I said, if you wanted, you could put pages and have writing space and all that. I am not gonna. I'm gonna leave this one just as a little card. It's just gonna be cute. I'm going to glue the whole thing down. What glue? I think it should be safe with art glitter. You could put a pocket and just insert this into a pocket if you didn't want to glue it to it. So many versions you could do. Trying to get a decent amount because it is a bumpy surface. Something there. Lint or something. Okay, where's my tweezers? Assuming I measured right, the little face should be where we want it. I'm just going to center that in there. Nice rub down. Usually it's fine to rub over your transfers. I wouldn't be too aggressive about it. I'm kind of folding it flatter. Yeah, don't go so crazy because it could rub it off. Knock your glue over. There we go. Get any of that glue edge oozed out a little bit. Okay, look at that. Isn't it so cute? And I could put something there, word, a tag, something cute. We'll see if I can find anything. I might have something. All right, so we need a pocket. I gotta make a pocket for this. I had some of this paper. This was a story that I got off of Library of Congress. Just making sure there's no words I don't want in there. You never know. It's a kitty cat story. But like I was saying in my last live, some of these pages had the other word for cats that I didn't particularly want because this is from like 1896, 1894, somewhere around there. And they tended to call, not putty tat, but you know what I mean. I'm not going to say it. I just going to kind of make sure that it doesn't say that. Tabby anxiously waiting, shivering upon the foot, Tabby. And this is all talking about the kitty cats and their little adventure. Okay. All right. I'm going to use this to make a pocket for this. So let me find that page. I think the color will be all right. It's black and white, but I think it'll be all right. If I can find my page. There it is. Okay. So we've got our fall. I think I love fall most of all with our little vellum flip. Super cute. And we're going to make just a little pocket over here with some words, I think. And I could cover the words with something, but I think I'm just going to make a pocket. I'm just debating on how I want to fold it. There's some brown in this, and you probably can't see it on camera. Here, just try to cut this without. How wide is that? It's about the same. Okay. Do I want to use my? I should cut fine in my slider thingy. I doubt this is printed straight because my coffee dyed papers often have a hard time feeding. So they will get all crooked, even though this was printed straight on my computer. The coffee paper, because it's often kind of warped on the ends, it doesn't necessarily feed great. So I have to watch how it prints out. It probably won't be straight. I'm going to make a pocket. I don't know where I'm going to fold it. I'm going to use, I think I'm going to use the whole thing. I'm just debating if I'm going to just use the bottom. That way I've got that folded edge. I'm debating on the words. I like these words better. I'm just going to give it a fold. The one part talks about the kitty. It says, where is it? The mother cat grew desperate and lost her head completely, circling round and round her baby, because her kitties were getting into trouble. Some of it's so scary. So I'm going to fold it like that and just make a little pocket. I don't want it too deep. Think about, let's see, I want this to sit in but show. Think about there. And I'll just trim off. I'm just doubling it because it'll be stronger. All right, I think that's good. So we're just going to trim this and hide it under there. Where can I cut that? I think about there. And that should hide under there just fine. And I'll just trim it to make sure it's straight. I'll see if I can cut that. Maybe. It's a new blade. Will it work? It did. Okay, I'm just checking the size. I think I can pull this edge off. I'm going through 3 layers there, so I'm a little worried. All right, so we'll glue this down. And just use art glitter. It'll be fine. It doesn't have to be crazy glued. Just enough to hold it. So we'll do that first. hold it where you don't want glue. I could have inked it, but not a big deal. Okay. All right, that should be fine. Cute. All right, that is our page, guys. Y'all like it? So that is how you can use your transfers with your journaling stuff. There's lots of ways you can use them, but that's one way, well, a couple of ways. So hopefully y'all like that. If you need to purchase anything, remember to use my code ARTROOM, get you 10% off. And I will be back on Wednesday to work in this journal some more. Till then, y'all have a wonderful day. And take care. I like this. I think it's so pretty. Cute. All right. Y'all take care. Catch you later. Bye-bye.